Hello, good morning, and welcome to another Monday morning art talk. So before we get started today, there's a couple of things that I wanted to discuss during the art talk. But before that, I wanted just to mention again my new semester for my personal, just 5-person class at my school is gonna be starting in August. I'm taking the applications now. And it's going to be very unique. What I'm doing, I've been developing a new program where it's going to be customized to work with each individual of the class, since there's just 5 students, because I've realized through my years of teaching that just one size doesn't fit all. And what I want to do is create a program where I'm working with you specifically to cater to your needs, even though you're in that classroom environment. So it's going to be very cool, something very different from anything that's out there in any other school, and I'm excited about that. But you can apply online through the silverjournacademy.com. So what I wanted to talk about today was, one thing is just the act of trying things and realizing whether it is a fit for you or not. So I was just at Boy Scout camp with my son. I was there for a week and it was terrific. I love being in the outdoors. I love just being away from everything, really. It gives me time just to reflect on just life. I just get to be out there. But I thought one thing in my mind that I always wanted to do, I always wanted to go mountain biking. I think going mountain biking would just be awesome and great. And that's something that I really want to do. And maybe that's what I want to do. Maybe I don't even want to do some of these other things in life. And maybe just going out and living in the mountains and bike riding, that'll be awesome. And that'll be the greatest thing ever. And that'll make me happy. And that'll give me the joy. And that'll give me the excitement that I'm looking for in certain things. So while I was there, we had the opportunity to do a 14-mile bike ride in the mountains. It was a place called Catalina Island, and you'll take the bike and you go all around the island, and it's beautiful and it's lovely. It's 7 miles to the destination and 7 miles back, and you're going uphill and downhill. And I was doing that with a couple of other leaders that I was there with. And as I was started it, and about 20 minutes into it, I was just like, oh, what am I doing? And I realized I learned a valuable lesson. And that valuable lesson was, not only was my butt hurting a lot, my legs hurting a lot, but after that initial feeling of just riding along the canyon and the mountainside and looking down at the vast ocean and looking at the beauty and realizing how awesome this is and how great, I was kind of done. And I didn't want to do it anymore. I thought, oh my God, what have I done? This is not what I thought it was going to be. It's not as enjoyable as I thought it was going to be. It ended up being over an hour bike ride just because of the hills and everything else. And I realized that I'm glad that I tried it. I'm glad that I did this. It's something in my mind. I guess you could say it was on my bucket list of something that I thought that I always wanted to do and try it. And I did it. And then I realized it just wasn't the fit, the thing that I built it up in my head to be. So the lesson for me was that I wanted to share with you is that there's those things that you're going to want to do that you think are maybe that exciting thing that you got to do it. And maybe when you do it, you're going to come to the realization that it's not really what you want to do. But the lesson behind this is you got to try it. You got to try those things that you think are going to excite you in life. You got to try those things that you think are going to be the fulfilling to you, because you don't know, because I haven't experienced it yet. So that's what it comes down to. It comes down to the experiences and trying these new things, and never not trying it just because you're unsure of what it's going to bring. And that's the lesson that I think I really learned just from this simple idea of a bike ride. I built up so much in my mind of this great experience and realized at the end of the day, I tried it. It wasn't for me. If I never do it again, it doesn't matter. I do realize that 25 minutes, 30 minutes is the max for me. I'm comfortable with that. I'll do it that again, but I'm not going for any 7-mile bike ride, 14-mile bike ride again. I don't need to. And that's the lesson learned. So think about that. within something that you want to do and attain, try it, see if it works, see if it's everything you thought it was going to be. And you may come to find out that it isn't. And I've talked about this in my other art talks when I experienced even things with painting. I thought I wanted to be an oil painter, and I tried it and it wasn't for me. And I tried doing some animation and it wasn't for me. And I tried storyboarding and it wasn't for me. And I tried all these things and realized that it wasn't natural. It just wasn't right. But again, give yourself that opportunity to really try it and put it into, let it play. The next thing that I just wanted to discuss here, and since the passing of a great champion, Muhammad Ali, I wanted just to, first of all, just read a quote here to you and then just elaborate on that. But I love this quote, that he said. And now I got to put on my old man glasses, because that's something as you get older, God, man, as an artist, the thing that you treasure the most, you need your hand and you need your eyesight. And when you start all of a sudden not seeing things so clearly anymore, I tell you, it's scary as hell. I used to draw in my sketchbooks all the time, and it was just going. I could see it now. In order to draw my sketchbook, I got to wear glasses. And you don't think that it's a thing, but it becomes a thing. I'm 43 years old, and there's a lot of you guys out there, a bunch of spring chickens who are young and think, old fogey Silver here. It's just, or you're young and don't think it's going to happen. There's nothing you can do about it, but this is what I have. So I'm going to just put on my little glasses here and take them off. But Muhammad Ali said, champions aren't made in gyms. And when I say this, I want you to just think about how it becomes like, artists. You could say artists aren't made in art schools, right? Champions aren't made in gyms. Champions are made from something they have deep inside them. Artists are made from things they have deep inside them. It's not something that you just say, I just want to be an artist. It really does come from within. A desire, a dream, a vision. It's the exact same thing as art, is that we haven't got to have this desire, this dream, a vision. They have to have last minute stamina. They have to be a little faster. They have to have the skill and the will. Okay, that's important, right? You have to have the skill and the will. But I love this last part that he said, okay? But the will must be stronger than the skill. That's pretty awesome, and that's pretty profound. I'm going to say that again. They have to have last minute stamina. They have to be a little faster. They have to have the skill and the will. But the will must be stronger than the skill. And why I think that's brilliant is because having that willpower, we're not born with the skill. We don't have that. It's not something, there's very few people on this planet that are born with the genius, that are born with the ability. You get the Mozarts and the Beethovens, and you get some of these artists who are just, just from the day they're born, the minute that pencil's put in their hand, they're just like, phenomenal. You look at a guy like Picasso and what he was doing at the age of 14, and these guys, there are those people, okay? But you know what, it's such a small, tiny percentage. The reality is, yeah, you got to have the skill to survive in this industry, but what's going to be more important than anything, because you're not born with that skill and you don't have it, you got to nurture it. It's purely comes down to the willpower. It comes down to your will to put in the time and the effort to make your skill just step it up a notch. Step it up a notch. Get better here. Get better at that. All of a sudden, I suck at drawing hands. I'm no good at drawing, people. I'm no good at drawing buildings. And what you do is you just take those little chunks and you work on it one bit at a time. And that's the important thing too, is as you're doing these things, it is just about just working those little bits at a time. Whenever you're doing anything. I remember when I was trying to learn how to play guitar, I was just going from just learning just the basic chords from, I don't even remember it now, but A to E, a C to E, whatever I was doing, those things, and just trying to get that repetition through that process, right? And that's what you're doing. You're just working on those little things one at a time. It's like same thing, baby steps, baby steps. You learn how to walk before you learn how to run. And you do it in these little chunks of time. And that's what the most vital thing is as you're learning, is to realize in order to build up your skill, You can't do it all at once. It's one of the things that I tell people all the time, and why art schools to me, or schooling in general, and I've covered this too, can be a complete and utter failure and disaster when you're trying to learn too many disciplines at one time. Muhammad Ali didn't learn how to be a great champion all at one moment. You know, he's learning how to do his uppercuts, he's learning how to do his hooks, he's learning how to move around the ring, he's building up his stamina. You know, you train in these different places, and knowing that having that willpower to just acquire that skill is going to be important. So just because you don't have that skill set maybe right now, you're not the best character designer, you're not the greatest storyboard artist, you're not the best painter yet. You don't have that right now. But as long as you have that willpower to at least take the effort and energy and work on it just one bit at a time to help get you that much closer to where you want to be, that's what's going to make you great, and that's what's going to build up your skill level and make you a champion. So it's just something just to really think about and consider. So don't beat up on yourself so much that you're not where you want to be. The fact that you have that desire, the fact that you look upon other artists' work and you love what they do and you respect what they do, and you want to, then you like where they're, you know, what you perceive where they're at, and you want to be there, go for it. Try it. Do it. Okay? But just know, it's going to be that willpower that you got to put in that's going to get you to where you want to be, all right? So thanks for watching today, and that's it. Have a great week, and I'll talk to you guys next week. Take care. Hello, this is Steven, and I just wanted to tell you about this cool thing that I'm doing right now through my website at silvertunes.com. It's a Skype mentorship. In a sense, what I want to do is just talk to you, meet you, tell me about things that are happening in your life, see if there's anything that I could do to help you. I can look over your artwork, do your portfolio, and just maybe try to push you in the right direction that you want to take your life and your journey, all right? So you can go to silvertunes.com, go to classes, click on mentorship, and you can learn all about it. We can try to arrange a time, set up a date. It doesn't matter where you live in the world. And I just wanted to make it just very affordable, just to open it up, because I love doing this. I love meeting people from all over the planet. It's a really cool thing, and with this technology, why not? So that's it. Thanks.
Whoa! Hey! Go back. Go back.
Go back.
Great. Go back. Go back. Ha ha ha.